Welcome back everyone to Krannert Art Museum Yoga. I'm Jodi. Welcome to my living room. Glad to be back and offering this to you every week, hopefully for the coming semester. You'll want a couple blocks today, and a blanket can be nice. If you find that you want maybe a pillow or something for Shavasana, by all means, you can have an eye pillow. We're just going to start seated, so you can use your blanket to sit on. I always like to have a little bit of cushion under the sit bones. That also allows the pelvis to tilt forward, the legs to ground, spine to grow taller. You can take some rolls through shoulders up, back, and down. Breathing. Just noticing the body. Notice how you feel today. Beginning to check in, drop down. Coming to stillness, closing the eyes. Just beginning to breathe into the fullness of your lungs without forcing. A gentle reminder of the breath. Knowing that the breath can calm you, can center you, has an impact on the nervous system. You can take a cleansing breath, breathe in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Just settling in for a moment, maybe contemplating what you want out of this practice, forming an intention. I always like to use gratitude. I'm grateful to be here, grateful to practice, grateful for my healthy body. Just a moment of quiet for you. What do you need? Bring the awareness back to the physical body. Just begin to draw the head heavy. Think about releasing the weight of the head forward into gravity as you use no force. Noticing the neck. Notice how open the neck is, or if there's any restriction. And start to draw the left ear over towards the left side. Release the right arm down, over to the other side. Relaxing the right shoulder, and start to rock the head back and forth over the left shoulder. Moving mindfully, moving slowly, be in no hurry here. Should all feel good, even if there's a little bit of tension. Think about easing that out as you exhale. Release the tension with the out breath. You can open and close the mouth. And play with the breath, maybe deepening the breath. Finding a sweet spot, finding a place that needs a bit of attention, and just breathe there. Letting that open. One more breath. Head heavy, chin centered over the chest, hand resting on the thigh or the knee. Pausing back through center. Curve the spine a little taller and then roll to the other side. Relaxing the left arm down. Head to the right. Again, just noticing. Maybe one side is different from the other. Got some time here, so time to explore your body, to breathe. Play with movements of the arm, the opening and closing of the mouth. And deepening up the breath. Finding that sweet spot where you need some more attention. Just breathe into that space. One more breath. Relaxing the head heavy. Relaxing the arm, the palm back on the thigh or the knee. And continue to round, so intentionally tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin towards the chest. Just puffing out the back body, hollowing out the front body. Finishing an exhalation here, and then as you inhale, reach the heart forward, draw the shoulder blades back, lift the gaze slightly, lift the tailbone back behind you, and then beginning to move a little with the breath. Exhale. So these seated cat-cow is really beautiful if you are seated all day. Maybe you can't set up a yoga mat right where you're at. We can do this in our chairs. A little bit of spinal mobility. A couple more breaths here. Moving into the fullness of the breath. Really freeing up the breath. Let's go one more cycle of breath. Just finishing after your next exhalation. Inhale to sit tall, roll through shoulders up, back, and down once again. Plant the palms alongside the hips. I like to slide my fingers under the blanket. You can extend through the legs. You can point and flex through your feet. Spread the toes, roll at the ankles. And then continue to think about lengthening in the spine, inner legs zip together. You can draw the head up. Think about that expansion in the front of the body. As you breathe, length between the hips and the side ribs. Spaciousness in collarbones. One more breath. Simply gazing forward, the neck is back through neutral. You can shift off of the blanket. That can just go to the side. Probably use it later. Palms can stay alongside the hips, knees bent. Feet can go wide as the mat. And just start to relax the knees just gently, slowly from side to side. Think about massaging into the glutes. So the knees don't have to cascade fully to the sides. Just really work into the glutes a little here. Feel that self-massage of the hip bone, the femur bone, working into those butt muscles, those glute muscles. And then start to windshield wiper a little bit bigger. Getting now into the hip rotators. And we're just gonna release the knees over to the left side. And you can tuck that right shin underneath you if that's comfortable. We're just gonna twist to the side. Pressing left palm into the earth, right hand to the thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. You can bring the gaze over that left shoulder. One more breath in this twist. Just beginning the practice. Eventually coming back through your center. From here, lift the hips up, tuck the tailbone, and set back down. And then you can work into that quad a little bit. So send the knee away from the hip. You can bend through the elbows. Think about opening up through the chest. You can play with bending and extending through the elbows, but really trying to press the hips forward, opening up through the front. You might even feel that a little bit in the hip flexor, but I'm definitely feeling that in my tight quad. I'm habitually tight there, so notice where you feel that. One more breath here. And then shifting off of your palms. So making a little bit of space for yourself. I'm going to move just so you can see me a little bit better on the camera. The left palm is going to go alongside the left hip. You're going to sweep the right arm up, circling, breathing, inhaling, and then every exhale releasing back down. Inhale, lifting. Opening, stretching, and exhale. So a lot of the work is coming from the action of the glutes engaging, the hamstrings engaging, inhaling, and then circle the opposite direction. Working back body muscles to open the front of the body. Stretching long through that side body. Next time you lift up, inhaling, stay there, keep breathing there. Keep engaging back body. One more inhalation, and then as you exhale, go ahead and release back down. Then extend through that right leg. You can frame the right leg with tented fingertips. Engage through the quad, engage through the core. Let's see if we can lift that leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the quad engaged, flex through the foot, hinging forward. And do some cat-cow action. So notice the impact of the body, that pelvis. Especially as you reach the heart forward and reach the tailbone away, that stretches through the quad, the hamstring even more. And you can play with that. If you relax everything, you're not getting quite that stretch. So a couple more breaths here. You can find stillness. Think about the spine lengthening over the leg, really grounding through that left knee down, getting that nice side body stretch here, kind of that secondary stretch. Take a deep breath. One more breath. And then arising, back through seated. Go ahead and plant the palms over towards that bent knee. You can curl the back toes under, lifting up to a down dog. Pedal out 3 feet. You can lift legs, soften through knees, bending one knee then the other. Sway the head, sway the hips. One more breath here. And then knees to the earth. You can cross at the ankles, shifting back, coming through seated. So again, finding that seated position. So we can do the other side, knees bent, feet planted wide, palms alongside the hips, windshield wiper the legs. Maybe noticing as you go to that one side that we worked, perhaps a bit more open. And then releasing the knees over to the opposite side. Again, you're going to tuck that back shin under. Make sure that that's comfortable for you. You're twisting towards the knees. Palm to the earth, the other palm to the thigh. Inhale, press into the earth, find length. Exhale, press into the thigh, find that rotation. Gaze can draw over the shoulder. Notice the whole body. Notice the breath. One more breath. Slowly releasing back out. Again, you can press the palms into the earth, lift the hips, tuck the tailbone. I'm lifting the hips up as I tuck the tailbone. In that action alone, I'm getting that stretch in my quad. Again, habitually very tight there. You can come down all the way onto your forearms if that's available to you. It rarely is for me. I am actively still engaging glutes. I'm actively still tucking my tailbone. I'm thinking about drawing the knee away from the hip. I'm getting that beautiful stretch just here. But if you need to go all the way down to receive that, everyone's body is different. So you do what feels right for you. Keep breathing regardless. Just drawing the awareness into the body. One more breath. Shifting back through seated. Again, the palm is going to come to the earth and you're going to sweep the arm up. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling, grounding. So moving with the breath. Make sure all the body parts feel safe, supported, cushioned. Keep going. I'm going to shift back and cushion myself on the mat. I'm going to shift it off onto the hardwood. That does not feel good on the knees. You can always pad this a little bit more. Go ahead and start to circle the opposite direction. Really reaching long through the body. Never holding the breath, but encouraging deeper breaths to guide the movement. And the next time we lift, go ahead and stay and again, engage back body, reach the heart forward, stretch through the side. Press into the earth, find out a bit more lift away. One more inhalation here, finding that reach and expansion. Exhale, reground. Settle the sit bones as you extend through that left leg. So again, I'm framing that leg. It's more challenging the further down I go away from the body. A little easier, she says, closer to the body. Engage the quad. You can watch the kneecap lift. Engage the core. Draw the low belly in and up. Tent the fingers. And we're going to pulse this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge forward. Flex through the foot strongly. Do a couple cat-cows here, just to feel that relationship. What happens when I tilt my pelvis? What happens when I tuck my pelvis? What happens when the foot gets lazy? Still engaging the quad. That relaxes the hamstring. We're going to get more of a stretch. As long as we're here, let's be here. Breathing. Make sure the neck has no strain. You're reaching forward. You're reaching the spine taller out of the hips. One more breath. And lifting long through the spine. And twist over to that bent knee side. Plant the palms, curl the back toes under, landing in a down dog. Again, pedaling out through the feet. So maybe the feet go wide. You can pigeon toe the toes in, the heels out. Press the mat away. And breathe. One more breath. We'll revisit down dog plenty of time, but go ahead and release knees to the earth. Inner big toes can touch, pressing the mat away. Really round the spine. Take your time. Get into that mid-back stretch. Slowly descend hips to the heels, landing in your child's pose. If you need to, stack hands or fists under the forehead, or forehead to the earth fully. Feel your ground here. Take 3 deep breaths. From here, palms under the shoulders, pressing up to a tabletop. And again, just allow the head to hang heavy. So another moment of stretching into the neck. The weight of the head, you can sway the head gently from side to side. Stilling the movement, just a nice long neutral spine. Start to walk the hands or the fingers face towards the side walls, pouring weight into the fingers. Start to walk the hands or the fingers angled towards the rear corners of the room, pouring weight into the palms fully. Maybe angle the fingers so they face towards the knees. Again, this is a lot, so be really cautious with that. You can spin the hands around, fingers face in towards one another. Just kind of play with what you need here. Finding what feels like a good stretch for you. Not too much. Go through a couple cat-cows here. See if you can spin the hands so the fingers face the rear, towards the knees, great. If not, maybe they angle out, but you're gonna find a stretch and move through some cat-cows. Next exhalation. Just return to neutral spine. And revolve the hands or the fingers face forward once again, coming into a puppy pose. So you want the knees underneath the hips. The hips stay above the knees. Think about that. As you walk the arms out, you want to sink the chest towards the earth. Think about the inner thighs drawing back, spinning in towards one another, chest releasing towards the earth, hollow out the armpits, the forehead or the chin to the earth. And breathe here. You can press the palms into the earth. Active. Draw the lower belly in and up, one more breath. Shifting forward onto the forearms, keep engaging through the core, lengthening through the spine, coming into Sphinx pose. So making any adjustment here, inner legs kind of zipped together. Make sure there's no tension in the low spine that way. I'm just going to move my torso a bit from side to side. Getting into side bodies, getting into psoas. This should all just feel good. If there's tension in the low back, the legs can go a little wider, but try to zip inner legs closer together. And then from here, finding stillness, really reach the heart forward. Draw shoulders away from ears. Shoulder blades glide down the back. Collarbones spread. And actively drag the mat towards the hips with the arms, with the elbows. One more inhalation, think about lifting with strong back body to achieve that, and then exhale, relax down, Superman stretch, forehead to the earth. So we're going to engage opposite arm, opposite leg, side body or cross body stretch. So I'm going to lift my head, but you keep your head grounded, otherwise you won't be able to hear me. So you're going to lift the right arm, left leg. Again, forehead stays grounded, exhale, release. So inhale, lift, left arm, right leg, high as you can, lengthen as you can, exhale, release. Reach along, right arm, left leg, exhale, reach along, left arm, right leg. Continue that on your own, a couple times, from side to side. Finishing with the left arm and the right leg lifting, settling back down. You can bend the elbows, maybe make a little pillow for the head. You can shift the hips from side to side, releasing any back body tension. Finding stillness. Go ahead and stretch long once again. So again, if there's back body, lumbar spine, pain or tension, you might want to skip this altogether or widen the legs, maybe as wide or wider than the mat. But try, if you can, bring the inner legs together. So forehead to the earth, finishing an exhalation. Then as you inhale, lift everything up. The head, the heart, the arms, the legs. Keep breathing here. Keep lifting, keep lengthening and stretching. For 5, 4, keep lifting, 3, keep breathing, 2, lift a little higher, 1, and then relax back down, bend the knees, sway the legs. Then you can make a little pillow and rest the opposite cheek on the hands. And from here, extend the right arm out. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see me, I might come off camera. But my right arm is extended out, left hand under the left shoulder. And as you reach the right arm out, if you're really open, you can go up towards the ear. If you're not so open, keep that wrist parallel to the shoulder. Go ahead and roll onto the right side. Actively press the right palm into the earth as if you could touch the core of the earth. Keep that pressure, maybe bend the top knee. Maybe rock the back body back more. Keep breathing. Keep pressing that right palm down. That'll get you more opening in the front of the body. Keep pressing. Keep opening the hips, rocking them towards the sky. Relax the head and shoulders. One more breath. Slowly take your time. You can lengthen through the legs, roll back onto the belly. Kind of situate yourself, come to the other side. So arm can extend out, My shoulders are super tight. I'm going to keep my arm parallel. If you're feeling more open, maybe you lift the arm, the wrist in line with the ear. I'm going to rock onto that side. I'm pressing the left palm actively into the earth, rocking the back body. Maybe you bend the top knee. That might not be necessary. I'm tighter on this side. I'm just going to keep the leg long, but I'm actively drawing my hip back. I'm actively pressing the right palm into the earth. At the same time, I'm pressing the left palm into the earth. So engagement doesn't mean tension. So using the body wisely. Breathing. Keep engaged, relax the jaw. One more breath. Slowly begin to roll back onto the belly. Palms can glide under the shoulders. Tone through the back. Tone through the core. Start to lift up. You can flow through the knees. Your choice, either down dog or a child's pose. What do you need here to reset? If that was a lot on the low back, you might want to be in a child's pose, really opening up through the back body. Otherwise, a down dog can release a lot of tension in the spine. Head is heavy. And breathe. And one more breath. And then we'll all meet together in a tabletop position. So from here, go ahead and extend the right leg out. I'm grounding through the sole of that foot. And we're just going to pulse that leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you can lift and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax that back down. Keep the leg outstretched, coming through standing on your shin. From here, a little bit of core work. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head, press the head into the back, or into the hands, and then think about dipping down over that leg for 10, 9, 8, side body crunches, 7, 6, keep breathing, 5, really reaching long through the spine, 4, 3, press the hips forward, 2, just make this one your best one. If you need to, you can have the lock. So I'm going to spin so you can see this side. This is really still my right leg. And you're going to ground on the left palm or onto a block on the left side. So I'm reaching my right arm long. You can always lower the block down. Maybe you don't need a block at all. I'm stretching that side I just worked. So those nice oblique muscles, you can even kind of feel that. Think about drawing the rib cage up away from the hip. Drawing the hip down away from the ribs. Active through that right foot. Press the hips forward. One more breath. Reaching the arm up as if the arm itself could draw you up. Play with a little bit of balance. Hands to the hips. See if you can just float that right shin back in. Pause for a moment here. Pressing into the sacrum with the palms. Press the hips forward, open through the chest. I'm really tight in my pecs. So just thinking about drawing the shoulder back, I'm getting a huge stretch in the front deltoids, in the pecs. As you press the hips forward, think about pressing them down, creating that space in the lumbar spine. Lift the spine tall from there. Maybe lifting through the gaze. Breathe. One more breath. Shifting everything back to a neutral shape. Come through seated on shins. Just take a breath or 2 or 3. Reset the nervous system. Again, that can be a beautiful stretch throughout your day. Opening up the posture from all of that kind of collapsed posturing throughout the day. And then we're back in a tabletop position. And the left leg, left, is going to extend out. And again, cushion your knee as you need to. Engage the core, press the mat away. We're going to lift this, what did I say, 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then keep it lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping that leg grounded then as you align the spine, press the hips forward, hands interlaced, fingers interlaced, press the back of the head into the hands. Engage that side body core for 10, 9, use those obliques, 8, really crunching that side, 7, you might feel a right side body stretch, 6, keep pressing the hips forward, 5, keep breathing, 4, keep pressing the back of the head into the palms, 3, and 2, 1, making this your best one, aligning the spine. And again, I'm just going to spin around. You can stay where you're at. You can find your block. Again, that's my left leg extended out, my right hand to the block, and I can trace my side body up, really feel that side body stretch. Left arm is up overhead. It's by the bicep, not forward, but back. And maybe I lower the block slowly, incrementally. Maybe I don't need the block at all. Keep breathing. Actively press the hips forward. Find that expansion in the side. One more breath here. Reaching the left arm up, draw the spine up. Hands to the hips, just play with balance. Pressing the right top of the foot into the earth. Slowly draw that left shin back underneath you. And again, just a moment here. Palms press into the sacrum. Elbows squeeze together. Press the hips forward and down. Lengthen through the spine. Reach the heart. Gazing skyward, open the neck. Relax the jaw. Breathe. One more breath. Coming back through neutral and have a seat. Rest the hands, close the eyes. Just breathe for a moment. Open the eyes with a soft gaze. We're going to come into some lunging. So lunging, opening up hip flexors, the psoas, opening up the quads a bit more. You might want a couple blocks for this. I always like to have the blocks. You also might want to have a cushion, like a blanket under the knee. I'm on my carpeting, so it's offering a bit of cushion. I don't necessarily need it. So tall spine here, press the hips forward. And then again, we can play with that shifting as you draw the right foot forward. And I'm at 90-degree angles all the way. Keep tucking the tailbone, press the hips forward, engage the left glute. Really powerhouse that glute. From there, you can shift forward. And keep pressing, keep engaging. Keep sinking hips down. Maybe you want to reach for your blocks for a little bit of stability. Think about the left thigh coming down to the earth. Keep engaging the quad. Keep engaging that glute. Grow spine tall out of the hips. One more breath here. Shifting the hips back, lengthen through that front leg. And again, I like to have the blocks here just to stabilize me. It helps me keep my spine tall. You can flex and point through the foot. You can roll at the ankle a little, whatever feels good. And then go ahead and rebend the knee, replanting the foot. Press the hips forward, engage the glute. Walk the hands to the thigh. You can press the thigh away. Open through the front of the body. I'm still pressing the top of my foot down. My left foot is pressing into the earth. My glute is engaged. Maybe becoming taller here. You can float arms up. Think about that back bending we just did. Can you integrate that into the shape? Just breathe. One more inhalation. And then as you exhale, shifting back, we're lengthening through that front leg. We're going to do something a little funky here, so stay with me. So my right leg is outstretched. I'm drawing the right pinky toe towards the earth, but the whole leg is rotating. See if you can get that. And then rotate your chest. And I'm taking my blocks with me. And I'm setting the blocks up close to that outer leg. Engage through the quad. You should be able to see that quad, that kneecap lifting. So people are always asking for kind of an IT stretch. This will do it. Doesn't have to be much. Feel that all the way through that outer edge, the pinky toe edge of the right leg. Keep engaging through the quad. Keep breathing. One more breath. Rotating back through your center. Ground the right heel into the earth. Reach the heart forward. Draw the low belly in and up. And breathe. Begin to rebend the knee. Replant the foot. Curl the back toes under. See if you can lift that knee up. Strong. We can play with that bending and extending. I still have my hands on the blocks just for stability, but most of the power is coming from that right leg. And we're going to twist it here. I like to bring the block to the inside of that front foot. My left hand is to the block, right hand pressing to the outer thigh. Rotate. If it feels good, rotate so much so that the arm is just an extension of the rotation. You're not leading with the arm, you're leading with the core. Spiraling. Draw the low belly in and up. Activate through the left leg. One more inhalation, a bit more twist in the spine. As you exhale, rotate out. Blocks can come to the side. Frame that front foot, sweep it back. Maybe keep it lifted in a down dog. Maybe keep it lifted as you shift forward into your plank. Maybe it stays lifted as you lower down through a chaturanga. You can inhale, cobra or an up dog. Pressing back strongly, down dog or child's pose. Reset here. Breathe here. Maybe noticing a difference between your sides. So down dog or child's pose. One more breath. We'll all meet together in down dog. Start to engage the quads, the thighs, engage the core. See if you can keep the legs straight and strong and tiptoe forward. See at what point you need to start to bend the knees. Landing here in a forward fold, pausing here. Feet can go wide, knees can bend at this point. Just breathe. Head heavy. Grounding into the feet. Bend the knees, roll up, take your time. Arriving And roll through shoulders, up, back, and down. Get straight the head gently from side to side. Moment to stand. Again, press the palms into the sacrum, press the hips forward, lift the gaze, open the chest. Think about opening up through the mid-spine. Squeeze the elbows gently. Keep breathing. One more breath. Gaze forward, neck neutral, spine neutral. Arms down alongside, mountain pose. Connect to the breath, finish an exhalation. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Find length. Exhale, keep all of that length. Swan dive down, strong through the core. Inhale, lift up halfway, and strong here. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, stepping back into your plank. And so we can play a little bit here. You can lift the right leg, try to keep the hips level, parallel to the earth. Lift the left foot, doesn't have to go high. We ground that, lifting the left arm away, lifting the right arm away. Maybe lifting the left arm, right leg, that crossbody strength. And then try the other side, right arm, left leg. Core is very active. Reground. Inhale, shift forward. Knees to the earth or not. Exhale, lower down. Slowly with control. Again, your choice to come into your cobra or up dog. And then exhale, your choice. Strong core, child's pose, or down dog. We still have a whole other side to do, so gauge your energy accordingly. One more breath. No matter where you're at, we'll all meet together standing on shins. You can get your blocks set up ahead of time. You can have the cushion under the knees if you need it. We're going to do that opposite side. So my right shin's going to stay grounded, hands to the hips. I can play with the balance. Drawing that left foot forward. I'm staying in my 90 degree angles. Engaging the right glute, pressing the top of the right foot into the earth. Shift the hips forward. Think about the right quad, the thigh coming down to the earth. There might be a very distinct difference between your sides. Again, you can use the blocks to help stabilize you here. And just breathe. Finding length in the spine, heart lifting. Keep pressing the top of the right foot into the earth. Keep engaging that glute. Draw the low belly in and out. There's a lot happening. And starting to free that up as you lengthen through the front leg. Again, you can use the blocks here, maybe flexing and pointing through the foot. Just do what feels right for you. Roll at the ankle. Finding that rebend in the knee, the replanting of the foot, shift the hips forward, down, press the top of the right foot into the earth, find that alignment, and walk the hands to the thigh. Keep engaging the glutes. Then think about really lengthening through the spine. Maybe the arms lift up. Remember that back bend action. We've kind of toned for this. We prepared for this. I'm pressing the right foot into the earth. Engaging the right glute, shifting the hips forward and down, right thigh grounding, heart opening and lifting skyward. One more inhalation. And as you exhale, sweep the arms back, flex through that foot. Then rotate pinky toe edge of the whole leg out to the side. I'm using my blocks over to that side, keeping that quad active. So it should be nice and strong here. It's a little bit weak today, I'm sensing. Maybe you've had a long week too. It's okay. We do what we can. There it is. Finally activated. Keep breathing. Really subtle. We don't have to go deep into this. Shouldn't feel like too much torture. Unique, but not torture. One more breath. And start to slowly rotate. Press the heel into the earth. Engage that quad still. Hinge forward at the hips. Reach the heart forward. Draw the toes back. Deep stretch. One more breath. Rebending the knee. Planting the foot. Blocks can come forward. Curl the back toes under. Lift the knee. You can extend and bend a little. Extend and bend. Still firing up the left leg. Core is very active. Peeling the belly away from the thigh consciously. Finding that extension through the right leg. You can use the block or not. Right hand to the block, left hand to the thigh, finding that rotation. You can stay here or maybe open up. Collarbones spread, wrists extending in opposite directions. Still very active in that right leg. There's length from the crown of the head through the tailbone. Breathing. One more inhalation, a bit more rotation in the spine. Exhale, rotate out. Blocks to the side. Plant the palms, frame the foot. Maybe it stays lifted in a down dog. You can just hang out here in down dog and play. Or maybe you want that vinyasa evening out. You can keep the leg lifted, lower down. Maybe never touching down, coming into an up dog. Pressing back, down dog. Or child's pose. Take some breaths here, reset. One more breath. And we'll all meet together. You can be on your shins. You can have your blocks set up, kind of right by the feet. So we're going to do what's called a dancing camel. So camel pose is just basically hard opener back bend on shins, but we're going to move a little from side to side. We're going to move with the breath. So you can always watch and then join in once you know what's happening. So I'm standing on my shins. I'm engaging back body, pressing the hips forward, lengthening the spine. I'm going to start with my left palm to the block, sweeping the right arm up and over, reaching the heart skyward. And I'm actively pressing glutes and hips forward. That's my inhalation. And then as I exhale, bending at the hips, sweeping the arm forward, finding the block on the other side. Press the hips forward, engage the glutes, inhale. Exhale, sweeping. You might not need a block. If you can reach the foot, by all means. Again, my quads are eternally tight. That's a big restriction for me. So the blocks can be nice. Eventually, maybe you can always curl the toes under, maybe reach for the heel of the hand. Think about lengthening in the spine, just flowing with the breath. Let's do one more time from side to side. Arriving back through your center. Once you do, we'll all meet together, seated on shins, hands in the lap, eyes closed. Once we have the blocks nearby, we can play with a transition through seated. So I have my blocks at the second highest height. My wrists are halfway between knees and hips. Draw the low belly in and up. You can press into the blocks, lift the legs, extend them forward, and lower down. So all of that lifting of the leg, that comes in handy. All that core work, that compression work that we do, that comes in handy. We're just becoming a little lighter in the body. So you'll want plenty of room back behind you. Bending knees, planting feet. From here, zip inner big toes, inner heels. Try to zip the inner knees together. Lengthen through the spine. Hands can come to the backs of the thighs. Lift the shins, they're parallel to the earth. Press the palms into the sky as if you're pressing it away from you, and slowly lower down. Keep pressing the sky away. Keep breathing. Hug knees into the chest once you arrive. We'll rock from side to side. From here, coming into a twist, ground the feet, shift the hips over to the left leg, left knee over the right knee. Maybe you get a double bind, arms to the sides, and twist the legs over to the right side. Gazing over to the left, or just kind of slowing down. Breathing, melting into the earth. Feel that hip opening. Not forcing anything, the eyes can close. Slow the breath. One more breath. Take your time and flip the knees through center, realign the hips, regrounding the feet to the earth, and then shift the hips to the right knee on top of the left, and slowly release the legs over to the left, gazing over the right. You can always support yourself if you need to. You can have props under the legs if that's too much. Never want to force the body to go to the ground. Slowing the heartbeat, relaxing in the face and the jaw and the lips. One more breath. You can bring the neck to neutral. You can always unwind the legs if that feels good, or bring them up as a unit. You can hug knees into the chest. Maybe you need a happy baby. Anything that you need before our final resting pose, come into Shavasana. So Shavasana is where we integrate everything. The practice, it gets absorbed. All the energy that's been released gets to be absorbed. Toxins freed. It's like we've undammed a river. Things are just flowing. So the way you want to rest is unrestricted. No props touching you unless they're purposeful. Shoulders down away from ears. You can be in more of this expanded body experience. And feel complete in the practice as well. The mind calm, the body resting. Closing the eyes to rest. And begin to deepen your breath. And draw your thumb lightly over each fingertip. Bring sensation back into the body. Continue to move fingers, move toes, ankles, wrists. And open and close the mouth, stretching arms long overhead into a yawn, into a deeper breath. A cleansing breath in through the nose. Open the mouth. Final release. Bending knees, planting feet. Staying mindful in your movements, roll gently to either side. Curling into a fetal position, the head supported by the arm, belly soft, knees bent. Recalling that seed of intention that you planted at the beginning of our practice. And take that with you into your day. Let that support you, nurture you. Maybe something new. What do you need now as you re-emerge back into your life? And with closed eyes or a soft gaze, take your time. Use the strength of your arms, pressing up through seated with a rounded spine and a heavy head. And finding your seat, any position, any direction. It's rooted through the pelvis, through the foundation of the body. From there, grows tall through the spine. Notice it's a little easier. The heart opens a bit more easily. Hands to the heart. Acknowledging this practice with a grateful heart. And I'm grateful for the honor to lead and guide you through this healing practice. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Good to see you. Kitty shows us how it's done. True Shavasana kitty right here. Little phoenix. It's good. Good to offer this. Let us know if you have questions, if you have comments, feedback. Or if you just want to tell me how cute this kitty is. Have a beautiful rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next week.